The year 2021 has been a very busy one for the Ogoni Clean Up project under the auspices of the Hydrocarbon Pollution and Remediation Project, HYPREP, with remediation work now completed in 18 out of the first 21 sites that were awarded in 2018, having received certification from the National OSP Detection and Response Agency NOSRA, while the remaining 3 are awaiting closeout results. The Ogoni Clean Up project, since its launch in June 2016 by the President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government of Nigeria, have progressed from stage to stage.
If the water and the land are polluted, the majority of our people there, are virtually being starved because they cannot fish, because the fish wouldn't be there. They cannot farm, because nothing can grow there.
While 2 of the lots in the Batch 1 Phase 2 have completed NOSRA closeout and certification processes successfully, active remediation works and NOSRA closeout and certification sampling have been completed, and results are still being expected at 5 of the 21 lots in Batch 2 of Phase 1 of remediation works. 7 other lots in Batch 2 have completed active remediation works and are awaiting NOSRA and closeout certification processes planned for the later part of December 2021. In February 2020, the immediate past Honorable Minister of Environment, Dr. Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, kicked off the Phase 1 Batch 2 of the project with the award of 36 additional new sites, making it a total of 57 sites. The kick-off ceremony took place right here in Ukulebu in Eleme local government area.
I'm happy to be here today as we are commencing handover of 29 remediation contract, 7 groundwater monitoring contract. This is in addition to the 21 remediation contract awarded in November of 2018. This brings the total number of remediation contracts awarded to date to 57. I want to reiterate that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, is firmly committed to seeing the implementation of the recommendations of UNEP's environmental assessment report of Ogoni land.
Now you can see the massive transformation that has taken place here. 9 lots are located in this place, and work is progressing aggressively day by day.
We've started the excavation, and we've gone down to about 5.9 meter by 13 by 11 meter. So by that, we've been able to excavate up to about 2,648 cubic meter. And right now, we're moving the impacted soil into the biocell for treatment. The highest depth we're doing is 10 meter. But with the space constraint, we decided to do 5 meter to be able to allow us, the space. Because if we go down to 10 as it is now, our lot is in three stages. I mean 3 sections. So section 1, 2, A, B, C, and we realize that if we do section by section, there won't be enough space, so we decided to run it in 2 tranches. The first tranche is where we have done 5.9 meter up to the end. In the excavation work, we've been able to do up to about 10%. Now, with the speed we are going now, hopefully by the end of next month, if there is no break, if we don't break, and then the weather constraint, hopefully in the next 1 month we should be able to have done with the excavation, excluding backfilling. 2 weeks ago, we were largely affected by the weather to a point that we didn't work for 2 days because one, the the environment wasn't that good for the operators to work. So we decided not to work for about 2 days. It rained from morning till night. The people who supply us sharp sand were finding it very difficult, the tippers, to come in. So each time you approach them for supply, they refuse. So that has equally increased our expenditure, because where you're supposed to pay X naira, you must pay ×2 just to enable them, come in. And by that process, actually have retarded our distance. So otherwise, we would have loaded this in long ago.
Presently, we are at the concluding stage of the project, where we are doing our backfilling work. Due to the terrain, we have to deploy the swamp buggy so that our job will get more easier for us. So after this stage, what we're waiting for is a NOSRA certification. In the course of the project, we have encountered a series of challenges, but presently, due to the nature of the terrain, what we're having, the soil is too moist because of the terrain here. You can see behind us there's a forest, and water is coming out from the forest. So it's really a challenge to us. So we are seeing how we can able to manage. That's why we have to deploy the use of a swamp buggy so that we can able to expedite action, so that we can able to backfill this area.
Actually, the company that is handling the work here is called DAK Oil and Gas. What they are doing, they've succeeded in excavating the area that was delineated for them to work, and they've also treated the soil. The process that is going on now is called backfilling, returning back the soil to where it's supposed to be. After this area, the next stage is where the NOSRA, which is the regulating body, will come and certify, to come and take samples and take to lab to see what actually the work has been done the way it's supposed to be done. So that's where we are now. What they were doing here is about 40,500 cubic meter of soil, which they succeeded. This is in phase 1 batch 2 of the award of contract that was given out by the HYPREP to contractors to do. So today, this is where they are, and I believe between now and December, NOSRA will come in to collect their samples. We in HYPREP will be doing what we call midterm monitoring by coming to take samples at each stage to take to our lab, other labs approved by the authority for analyzing. When we analyze them, we'll see that the soil was okay before we give them approval to backfill. So to me, I'm 100% satisfied with what they've done. They've been very consistent. They try to work to meet up the time that HYPREP gave to them was 6 months. By the grace of God, they'll be running up by the end of this month. We'll be able to learn new things here based on the field experience. It's very marshy, the place is porous, but I want to praise the contractor for the way they approach the work and the way they were able to make success in the challenges they face in course of doing the job.
One of the core deliverables of the Ogoni Clean Up project, as contained in the UNEP report, is the provision of potable drinking water to impacted communities in Ogoni land. HYPREP, in order to implement this key recommendation, began the long and tedious process of assessment of all drinking water sources in Ogoni, and then a rigorous procurement process. On the 3rd of March 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari approved just over 6 billion naira for the provision of potable water supply in Ogoni land. Following the President's approval on March 22nd, the rehabilitation of 6 water projects were flagged off across Ogoni land in line with the objectives of the UNEP report.
The Federal Executive Council on the 3rd of March 2021 approved the award of 6 water projects for the supply of water at the cost of over 6 billion naira. This is a major milestone, though coming late, but nevertheless commendable, as it ignites hope in the people of Ogoni for the provision of the long-awaited potable water.
This is a historic milestone in the implementation of the UNEP report by HYPREP under the Ministry of Environment. I wouldn't say much. What I want to say is that I have no doubt that with the cooperation of the Ogoni people, the youth, the elders, the traditional rulers, we will get to the promised land. The livelihood program today also will be rolled out. The forms, these assessment forms that will identify what skills the youth needs to acquire to get food on the table will also be rolled out today by the Honorable Minister to show that he has concern in every aspect of the recommendations in the unit report. We're going to get there, and by the grace of God, together we'll make it happen. God bless you.
Honestly speaking, the report made by the United Nations was handed over to the President. You know, going that when he came for campaign. And I complained to him for the implementation of this project. And he promised the Ogoni people he's going to do it. I want to thank him that he has kept his promise. But my happiness as I'm standing here in that the job is going on. Somebody came to me a few days ago to ask me whether they are actually doing the actual thing. I'm not a technical man, but all I can know is that HYPREP, the area that I know, they're trying their possible best. And I want them to try more. I want to thank them and thank the President, thank the Honorable Minister, that the Ogoni people are good people. We are kept here for something. We cannot live here, we don't have any other hope. Please, let life flow in Ogoni land.
Currently, the water project has commenced and is expected to reach at least 30 communities in the first phase, which includes about 90% of the impacted communities. The scheme will contain an international treatment plant, a mini laboratory, and a service quarter. HYPREP plans to manage the scheme for 3 years, train the local workers, and then hand over to the communities for sustainability.
We are here in Kedere, Bidere and Baraku lots, supply potable water to the people of this community in Ogoni land. This project has a fallout from the UNEP reports that Ogoni people should be supplied quality water. So in course of doing that, we've designed this scheme that will supply over 800 cubic meters of potable water daily to the people of Bidere and Kedere. The contractor, as it is, has started his work. His work is ongoing. The drilling process has followed all specified type of drilling that will enable us get quality and potable water in Ogoni land. Water is important to us. This project, as it's conceived, will supply water to every part of these communities. And we are going to follow WHO standard in ensuring that water is supplied to these persons in the community. Water will be supplied in such a way that nobody, according to the WHO standard, will trek more than 50 meters to get access to potable water. This scheme comprises of a headwork and a distribution network. The headwork comprises of boreholes, treatment plants, and a mini laboratory that will be in charge of water quality assessment on daily basis.
We are here working on the potable water in Bidere and Baraku community. We have started this job for the past 3 months, and we have gotten to an advanced level of the project. Right now, we have been able to dig about 2 wells in Baraku, and here in Bidere, we have just finished digging the first well. By next week, we will be able to approach to the next well, which we will start work latest by Monday or Tuesday next week. So far, so good. We have been able to get some advancement of the job, because by the next week, upper week again, we will start the tank erection. And that is the major part of the job. And I believe in the next few months, the reticulation job will be ongoing. So far, so good. I think that we are doing well. And by the targeted time that was given to us by HYPREP, by the special grace of God, we will meet up that expectation. In Gokana, we are expected to dig 2 in our site in Barako and 3 here. The total well that we are expected to dig in Gokana is 5. We have our contact person and the community relation officer. They have been working very well with us. Every of the local content that has been prescribed by the job, we are following them items to items. And so far so good. The 2 communities that we are engaged with, we don't have any issue with them.
The water is good. I could say that the project have already started. The community is happy about the water. No, the community is peaceful and we are cooperating that there is no problem in the site. The site is very free. Before now, the bidder community, they are waiting about the water. And the community thank the HYPREP for bringing the water project in our community bidder.
With scoping and delineation of the complex sites now completed, HYPREP has also opened bidding for pre-qualification of contractors for the remediation of simple and complex sites, the design of the Center of Excellence and an integrated contaminated soil management center, all recommended by the UNEP report.
We start with concept design. After the concept design, we now have detailed engineering design. After that, we now have to move to the next phase, which is the construction itself. So the first is to get consultants to give a concept design and also follow up with a design, after which we now trade up for complete construction itself.
In its continuous bid to build team spirit in delivering the mandates of the project, in September 2021, HYPREP for the first time held a 3-day staff and management retreat in Port Harcourt. The retreat, which turned out to be a huge success, offered the staff and management an opportunity to brainstorm on the way forward for the project, interact and share challenges with solutions.
Building a team spirit, instead of working in silos, working as a team, having a shared vision, having one goal, putting enterprise first, attitudes, these are the things to take away. We have been given tools of how to work better, how to synergize better, how to interface better, to have best results.
Generally, I learned so many things. First, I learned that relationship and team building is very, very key to project management.
You cannot work alone to achieve success. It has to be an all-inclusive process. This is one of the takeaways that I personally had from this retreat.
One key factor we identified was capacity building, the quality of the workforce. If the HYPREP project is going to be executed timely and adequately, then the personnel, the staff, capacity has to be built. And capacity cannot be built without information.
On November 18, 2021, HYPREP received the Senate Committee on Ecology and Climate Change and took them to water and remediation project sites in order for them to see the progress of work done so far.
Last year I was here, but not the same site. I went to the other site, Alode site. Last year the work is on progress. Despite the COVID, I made that the work has been done and it was so excellent. You can see a greenish environment over there. I'm sure from the technical people they say at all the job has not been done well. That greenish area will not be there. So it's a good job, well done, it's a good job done. And again, for the sake of this site that we are on now, this is my first time to have a visit here. We visited the area, we have seen about 9 slots that are on. According to the professor, he said 4 already finished while 5 are going. So far so good, and I'm sure the job is on and I hope by the time we'll come back, we'll make the same like the other one we came last year.
November 29, 2021 marked the climax of activities for the year when the Honorable Minister of Environment, Chief Mrs. Sharon Ikeazu, made a walking visit to the project, beginning with interactions with staff and management of HYPREP at the HYPREP project headquarters in Port Harcourt before heading to the traditional headquarters of Ogoni land in Bori for a stakeholders engagement, and then to the field where she assessed the progress of work by herself. This would be her second visit to the project, having visited previously in 2020.
You would just think they're just digging up sand and pouring away. You can see the level of the pollution here. But me, as my brother was speaking, I looked down here, I saw the sprouts of wheat. That gives me hope.
The recent visit of the Honorable Minister was a familiarization visit to the project, engage stakeholders in order to strengthen cooperation and convey the President's strong desire to clean up Ogoni land and restore the livelihood of the people.
Let us work together to drive this project forward and accelerate the project. You all know that 4th of August 2021, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of the submission of this report from UNEP. Where are we today? You've all expressed your concerns about the slow pace of the project. I do not deny some of the facts that we are behind the timelines, but how do we work together to get those timelines in place? But we are gradually and surely trying to catch up. There are key areas of implementation of that UNEP report that we have not come up with. The key emergency areas, the first one on that list was water. I'm glad to say we have started on water. So I need to hear your views on the other interventions that the government was meant to make on this and how we can move forward with this.
We want to congratulate you and thank you for coming to see us, and we are prepared as the people of Ogoni to make sure we cooperate with you to make sure we succeed, and we are going to succeed.
As purpose of her coming here, if there are issues and areas she needs to, to solve, some bottlenecks she needs to unbottle, is where she's here to hear from every one of us. As you know, we had our budget approved in April this year after the new government council and government and board of trustees were inaugurated in March, and we have been implementing this project.
Honorable Minister, let me start this way and welcoming you to Ogoni formally. We have other ministers of environment that have worked in this very ministry. But I know Southeast and South-South, whatever that affects South-South, affects Southeast. And I'm quite sure a lot of people they are also living in Port Harcourt. And by extension, they will also live in Ogoni here. I want to say the minister on ground here is the minister of the Ogoni people, and she's our sister, and she's going to do what is just for our people.
Having concluded deliberations with the Ogoni people, the Honorable Minister proceeded to visit some of the remediation sites.
We're doing this for the Ogoni people. So what we're working on is to accelerate and fast track the processes. But the work so far, I'm impressed with what I've seen, because I was here 2 years ago. 2 years ago, this same land, to see contractors working on this same land. It was lot 8, 7, 6. And it was bare land that they were still treating. With the remediation they've done, you've seen, it's all great, because I had asked them then to make sure that this land will be able to regenerate and grow. And this is one example of that. So it's for us to accelerate what we're doing and replicate it in a lot of other places.